It's actually a fairly easy project.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think that you can.
If you see some of the other stuff that we've worked on,
yeah.
I just don't know. I will know though how to factor that into it. Because you know, in my line of business too, you can't stick it out for the long term. You gotta like get in, get out. I want to make sure that I get a price that makes sense. How are you guys? Joe Perez, Flipping Unleashed. Hope you guys are having a good day today. So we just came back from looking at this really cool property out in Sherman Oaks, California, which is probably about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes west of downtown LA. It's a really nice area. And out there, I mean, it's almost impossible to find anything for less than $1 million. You know, it's a strong neighborhood. And I'm talking about small homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 13 to 1,500, 1,600 square feet, you know, $1 million and up all day, all night. So we just came back from this home. As you're gonna see it in the video, it's a cool home. I really liked it. It's got great bones, great layout. It's designed by some architect, as you'll see in the video. I only have one concern though, one major concern, and that is that right next to it on one side of the house is a 7-unit complex. So it's 7 units, it's not, you know, like 50, 60 units, but still. And the way the windows are set up, you can see into the backyard. So that's kind of a bit of an adverse factor. People like to have like their privacy. You know, if you're having a barbecue, you don't want somebody sitting in an apartment staring at you, and you know, usually for that price range. And the freaking crazy thing about it is, when I look at the old satellite photos of the home, there was freaking trees up there. There was a ton of big trees, 40, 50 footers, that were blocking any view from the apartment complex. In other words, you had all the privacy in the world, you know? And the owner decided that it was too much trouble to maintain the trees and cut them all down. Pfft, biggest mistake he could make, because now for me to make this deal work, I'm gonna have to go and put some trees in there. And I don't know if you guys know, but when you start getting trees that are 15, 17, 18 feet tall, they're really expensive. Very expensive. You start getting into the thousands, I mean, heavy thousands for each one of them. And to cover a whole straight line of them, the whole side of the house, I mean, that could easily be a $50, $60, you know, $1,000 job, if not more, for all these trees, you know? And if I can create some privacy, you know, then I'll have a good deal. So I went ahead and wrote an offer on the property. I wrote a low offer on the property, as you can imagine. I took into consideration what I think like it could sell for, even if I fixed it and even if I got rid of, you know, the privacy issues and put some nice trees and all that. So anyways, watch the video, you guys, check it out. You get to see what it's like in my life to go out and look at properties, the kind of things I have to evaluate, and then I'll keep you guys posted, let you know if my offer got accepted, all right? So watch the videos and hopefully you guys like it. I thought I saw there, like in the old pictures, there was trees over there.
There was, and there was issues with the trees. So they had to, a year ago, take them all down. So they decided that they wanted the clean look, and they took everything out, so you're right. So these were totally covered, but what I was telling Ryan is if you stand here, sorry, if you're here and you're having dinner, okay, so you'll be sitting here, but then that trellis will be totally filled in.
Yeah, is that the actual green that they planted or something?
It's plastic. They just put it up to show.
I was gonna say it looks, yeah, it looks very. So in other words, they're regretting getting rid of the trees, huh?
We could easily put, you know, some beautiful stuff up on the trellis. And that would take away the look. You could put the bougainvillea up there. You could put
something.
Anything.
Okay. How about if we
show you?
Yeah, show us the house, and then when we get out there, we'll.
Yeah. So this is the kitchen. So it's a galley kitchen. This is the service porch with the current restroom. Small, first one, but it's good to have the second. And then this is a service porch that leads out to the backyard.
So those trees I'm looking at, those don't belong to the apartment, they belong to that homeowner?
No, they belong to that homeowner.
Are you sure? So those trees are coming from that property, interesting. Yeah, because those things are beautiful. And that's my biggest challenge is what can I put here? I don't have time for these because these take a while to like fill.
Grow.
Yeah, and so I had to like maybe thinking about calling a couple of designers and get some ideas. Yeah, because one thing is what you can hear and another thing is what you can see. I see. So that's, oh yeah, you can see it. So that's why they got rid of this stuff. Oh my God, they had some nice trees. Look at that.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
Yeah.
All the way along, and
oh yeah, look at that. You can see all the roots. So it was covering all this up.
right, and it was probably on the other side as well. So the other side probably had to clear their side. So this is the family room. This is a Mellenthin property,
So it's
a William Mellenthin.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, can we go? Yeah, because I was thinking that
So
kitchen to
here's
expand
the
it.
master. Maybe bring that like master with a bath. You could make this into the master because the bath is here.
Right, and connect it there.
And connect it here because the plumbing is already here.
Yeah, yeah.
So you could, move that wall.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
Here because it's such a large room.
Yeah, it's like a perfect rectangle.
Yeah.
These two rooms put together, you're right. It'd be symmetrical, and it's just a matter. Because you're agreeing with me, that bathroom over there is not cutting it. That one by the kitchen, it needs something. What was that name? Mellenthin? Mellenthin.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll think of a thin melon. Mellenthin. Is that like an Eichler recognized name where people, because I noticed that only a few listings had that name.
Right.
So that, by the way, told me if it's worth mentioning, you know. I just don't know, am I playing with the integrity of the, in other words, does it lose its seal, so to speak, a stamp of architecture coming from Mellenthin? Does that make sense what I'm saying? If I start making, I'm just curious to hear your opinion.
Here's how I would think about it, that a lot of the homes are architecturally designed. Some of them are...
I've seen a lot of names in the comps.
Right. And those get remodeled all the time.
Okay.
So I'm not at liberty to say yes or no.
Right.
I would ask my designer.
Right. I'm just wondering from this neighborhood though, if you know, if like if when you're backing off with another agent, and you're comparing two like homes, and then you're like, oh, mine's in Mellenthin, and that gives your home an extra like 5% hit in value additional, you know.
I think that in this case, if you were to remodel it, you could advertise it as a remodeled
Mellenthin home.
Yet totally with the same integrity, like verbiage, whatever you want, of the William Mellenthin architectural concept.
Right, classic William Mellenthin theme, whatever. Yeah, I see what you mean.
You know, and
so that way you can still use a bit of the name.
Too. Everybody who's buying now wants a lot of new stuff.
Wants modern? Good.
Yeah, you know, the millennial buyer only wants what's new. They want to come with their suitcase, luggage, or their food, and that's it. Okay, and so if you made this,
even then they don't want to come with their food. They want Instacart.
No, that's right.
So it'll get delivered.
You know, a Yelp delivery. It's so true. That the majority of the money for them goes to food, entertainment, and cars, and everything of ease of use.
Interesting of all reading material. You have the William Mellenthin magazine, which is a good idea.
You know, it's a factor.
All right, and so then let me go take a look out in front if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you about the front part here. It's really cool. Oh, that's the full two-car garage.
Can I look?
Go ahead. That's where the family stuff is right now, so now you see there's a family that lives here. Because it's so clean. And there's...
Yeah, but you know what though? That was very smart what you did though. You cleaned it up, made it look real like airy and
Families are committed to selling and really...
Yeah, they're lucky to have you, by the way. Well, you know, presentation means everything. So tell me about the parking over here a little bit. How does it work? Do they have their own parking, or?
I've done, quite a few open houses, and on a Sunday the streets are very quiet. There's lots of room for my people to park.
All right, I'm gonna take a little glance over here if you don't mind. I just want to see what it looks like from the other side. You're welcome to join us. You don't have to leave. I'm just saying that wasn't a go away. I'm just saying I was gonna walk over here.
Pretty safe back there.
Yeah, and I see it's kind of elevated from over, so you really can't see much.
Right.
If there was like a seed you could drop and you just threw it,
right,
and they popped up like a 20-foot tree, I'd shake your hand right now and I'd tell you, okay, let's make this thing happen. And by the way, I'm still very interested. I just got to figure out a way. I'm glad I came to see it, because that's the only thing it has, just that issue.
Right, but I think that being aware of it, and then while you're actually remodeling it, that's the one factor that needs to be taken care of. And then also the second is maybe moving the master.
Yeah.
Putting the master.
Yeah, that I love your ideas, and that's always workable. Once you're there, you can always find some cool creative ideas. What I worry about is the external things that I can't change. You know what I mean?
In that case, you just have to decide what your budget is and what you're going to charge for the house, obviously.
Right.
But there are ways, and I'm sure that your designers who do this all the time can come up with a solution as to block that trellis out.
Right, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
and at the same time,
such a big deal.
I'm reconciling myself to the fact we do good work, by the way. And some of the gals that have worked for me work on reality TV, and they've done good stuff.
Great. Do I get my video?
Yeah. Actually, if you'd like, if you want to give a shout out, here's your chance. Right?
Shelly Cohen, Rodeo Realty.
There you go. So here's the thing. We're gonna do great work. We have no doubt. I just worry about what I can command for it afterwards.
Right.
Anything else I need to know? Anything else you might have?
I just think that if you were to purchase this and deal with those two concerns, that this house, once you remodel it and put it back up on the market, will go at a really good price. It just needs to be redone. It needs some fresh appliances. The kitchen needs to be fresh.
Yeah.
It's actually a fairly easy project.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think that you can.
If you see some of the other stuff that we've worked on, I just don't know. I will know though how to factor that into it, because in my line of business too, you can't stick it out for the long term. You gotta get in, get out. I want to make sure that I get a price that makes sense. Because the home's got great bones and everything else, and it's a great freaking neighborhood too.
You can resell it for. There's a lot of properties in the area that are on sale that are resold, that were purchased in this type of age category. Yeah. And we're nowhere near the condition of this property. We're a lot less. Turned around and are selling for 1.5, 1.6.
Right. I get it. Trust me. I'm here. So listen, thank you very much, Shelly.